God, Aaron, you are in trouble. Eagle Little Flower was the title of this latest Ruthless episode, and the synopsis reads as follows. The highest questions Ruth and Daikon's loyalty. Sheriff Conley informs Daikon that new FBI agents are in town, and Aaron has a strange conversation with Andrew in the punishment trailer. What's good, everybody? It's your girl Tika Deshawn. Thank you guys so much for tapping into All Things Ruthless, home of the ruthless addicts. Let's just go right ahead and dive on into this latest episode. We saw the highest basically roll up on Ruth and Daikon. Now they are in severe trouble, and we see why that wood being chopped in the beginning was so important. The highest literally threatens to chop the heads off of Daikon and Ruth. Of course, Ruth comes up with the story as to why she was at Daikon's trailer. She lets the highest know that she was in there to inform him that elder mother had been messing with the boys, that she had been having sex with the boys, you guys, and because the highest said that he set this up for elder mother to test the boys to see if they were gay, he believed their story, but it wasn't for her to have sex with them. She was only supposed to test them. So then we have Laura. Laura is like so ready to eat, and she's also concerned about the kids. Someone lets her know the kids will eat after we eat. So it's a whole waiting game, and it is the Raku way, you guys. And Laura has questions, but then we see Elder Mother Martha preparing the food of the highest, and of course her trusty little sidekick Zane is there to help her. So her and Elder Mother, they take the highest his food because of course Ruth says that the highest is ready to eat. Now in walks Joan as well as, and they are questioning Ruth, are you okay? Are you okay? What happened? What did the highest do? Ruth refrains from telling River and Joan that the highest not only threatened to cut her head off and Daikon's head off, but he also threatened her daughter. Ruth is at the point where it's like, oh my God, she's distraught, but she's trying to keep her composure together because she was literally so close to death. The highest was literally, you guys, ready to take her life. So she doesn't reveal this to Joan nor River. This is one thing that she's going to take to her grave. So then Daikon walks in and she's like, well, you know the women can't eat until you eat, Daikon. So Daikon grabs a handful of fruit and shoves it in his mouth and says, okay, I've eaten. Now the women can eat. Daikon has this look on his face, but both of them have literally just faced death, you guys. So then we finally meet our guy George. Shout out to Pierre Johnson. I've told you guys about him before. So anyway, we see George and Louis sitting at the table, and they are discussing, Manny. They're discussing Manny and that, how Manny is into the Raku. Lewis reveals that he's only there because he had nowhere else to go after prison. So then we see Manny talking to Daikon, and it lets Daikon know, hey, the sheriff is at the front gate, and I apologize for that situation with Ruth earlier. So Daikon is not really worried about Manny right now. He's already revealed his story to the highest, and now they have to move on. And up rolls the Sheriff Conley, you guys. Sheriff Conley is out of control. He lets Daikon know that the new FBI agents are at his office and they are coming to shut the Rakadushi compound down. Right now, he doesn't want any women. Of course, he'll want one later. That's if he makes it. But Conley lets Daikon know that the new agents are there and that he is ready. You need to get ready. So anyway, we see the highest, and in walks Zane and Elder Mother Marva with the food. The highest is, on one, of course, but he talks to Zane, asks her how she is, and talks about talks about the people in the punishment trailer. So gung ho. She's like, do you want me to unalive one? Do you want me to unalive? Like, Zane is ready to pop one again, okay? So then Elder Mother is questioned by the highest about the story from Ruth and Daikon, and Elder Mother is sentenced to the punishment trailer. Highest lets her know, I told you to test the men with other women, not with yourself. So to the punishment trailer you go. And of course, Elder Mother is no, 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 no. But Zaynab's like, slaps her and shut up, you old woman. Like, Zane is really into it, you guys. She is so ready to take Elder Mother to the punishment trailer. So she asked the highest, do you want me to punish her? And the highest says, no, I'll do it. But Zane, you guys, is off her rocker, baby. She is ready to punish Elder Mother Marva again. We see the FBI agents have made their way to the sheriff's office once again, you guys, and they're ready to get their investigation started. However, Conley is nowhere to be found. Kate gets on the radio. First, she gets on the phone to call for Sheriff Conley. He doesn't answer. Then she gets on the radio to call Conley, and he doesn't answer. So she calls his wife and says he's about 3 hours away. And who knew Conley even had a wife with all the cheating that he's been doing? But these two FBI agents, they know, they are desperate. They know that something is not right. Kate also mentions that Poe is missing. And so now there's more insufficient that's going to have to go on. So then the highest asks for River, and River is at the highest's feet, watching him eat. And of course, River says, no, I don't want anything to eat because I've eaten already. But River is there to give comfort, as always, to the highest. And then Daikon walks in. Daikon lets the highest know that the sheriff has been here, that the FBI agents are ready to shake the Rakadushi compound up and down, and we have to be prepared. He also lets him know, just everything that has been going on about the couple. Also that Andrew has a plan to cover up the missing agent. That is Brian. And the highest comes up with his own story, says spin the story to Aaron. Let Andrew spin a story to Aaron and explain why he's locked up in the punishment trailer. And so Daikon's like, okay, he of course he's going to comply. He just got threatened. Like, okay. So anyway, Daikon the highest says, okay, I'm done eating. I've just lost my appetite. So he has not had his morning meal. So then we see Daikon go and talk to Joan and lets her know, take Laura to the highest, and I'm going to go and get Aaron. Now, Joan, of course, they have a little small conversation, but it's nothing major. So Joan proceeds to take Laura to see the highest. And oh my gosh, you guys, when you see this scene, it was crazy. So Laura goes, and Joan, she leaves from out of the highest's trailer because, like I said, the highest requests to speak to Laura only. So the highest gives 1 puff, 2 puffs, 3 puffs of the blessing powder, and you guys, Laura is literally shaken and sent to the floor. It's the power of the blessing, you guys. He asked her if she, wants to be here. It's a yes or no question. Or a yes or no question, and it only needs a yes or no answer. And she says yes, and that's when he proceeds to blow that powder, that hallucinogen, in her face. So then we see Aaron and Daikon and Andrew in the punishment trailer, and Andrew proceeds to tell Aaron that, hey man, I'm sorry, I was out of my mind. I'm on drugs, and this being locked up in this punishment trailer and chained up is what's helping me kick my addiction. I'm sorry that I could have said anything. I was out of my mind. So I do apologize for what you saw. And at the end of this conversation, Andrew was like, oh my God. Andrew is like, is it that I have done? But at this point, you guys, do you guys think Andrew is in on the Rakadushi? No, I think he's still trying to survive, and I'm going to stick with that story. So the men are all gathered at the pavilion, and the highest is on his way. Everybody is wondering, what is this about? Why are we here? But of course, when the highest has a message, he has a message specifically right now for the soldiers. So we're going to see exactly why the highest is there. And of course, Malcolm instructs Aaron to take a seat in the pavilion with all of the rest of the Rakadushi soldiers, you guys. He, of course, Aaron is looking around like, what is going on? What am I about to deal with? You guys, when I told you this man was in trouble in the very beginning, I'm about to get to it. So the highest lets the man know, look, I know that as he's walking in, of course, they're the highest, of course, led by the Chanter River. But as the highest is led in, he's been placed, of course, he's going to be seated in front of the men. So the basis of this conversation, the highest lets the men know, first of all, he asks them, have any of you been messed with by an elder mother or have had sex or whatever? And the highest is, he says, well, I'm going to let you remain anonymous, and I want you to put it on the paper or put it on a piece of paper. So River gets up to collect this info, you guys. He walks around, collects all of this info. So then the highest says, well, I'm going to allow you men, since I have laid with a woman and I am about to be married, I am going to allow each of you to choose your wife. So now, if you've been coronated or if you've been, fertilized by the highest, you are allowed to marry. So these men who are standing up will have the right to take a wife, and several of the men have already been seated by the highest. So these are the men that will that night be able to choose a wife. And oh my God, lo and behold, in the middle of the highest conversation, buzz, buzz, ring, ring, goes the phone of Aaron. Everyone is looking around, and the highest is like, is that a phone? Oh my God, you guys, that was the end of the episode. But y'all boy, my boy as well, Aaron is in trouble. He has been found out. That phone has finally gotten him in trouble. Will this be the death of Aaron, you guys? Drop your comments below. Let me know your thoughts. This episode to me gave what it was supposed to give, and I absolutely enjoyed it. Rate this episode. Drop your rating in the comments below as well. Let me know your thoughts on this episode, you guys. Will Aaron live to fight another day? I guess we'll have to stay tuned for next week's episode. With that being said, if you're new to my channel and you liked this video, make sure you stay here and check out my next video, but also hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, as well as that notification bell so that you can receive reminders of all new content, okay? All right, you guys, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for tapping into All Things Ruthless with the girl, Tika Deshawn, home of the Ruthless Addicts, okay? With that being said, thank you guys so much, and you already know, stay ruthless.